Hi guys, hope you're well and welcome back to my channel, and hello anyone that is new. My name is Ellis, I'm a mum of 2 boys and I live over here in the UK, and today I'm sharing with you a video that is very close to my heart and a video that is very highly requested. Now this is a video based around health anxiety and anxiety in general and ways that you can help cope and deal with health anxiety during this time that we are currently going through. Now I won't say anything about it in particular because for me I don't really want to think or talk about it too much because it doesn't help, but not only that, YouTube will also block this video and won't let it be seen to as many people if I'm obviously talking about that, and I really want this video to be able to help so many of you guys out there. So if you think this video may help you, don't forget to give it a like so as many people can help find this video. Now it's just going to be 2 or 3 really simple ways and things that I do to help deal with anxiety. They're really quick methods that can really help control it when you're in the midst of what's going on. And then I'm also going to be sharing a part 2 whereby I'm going to give you some ways to really stay positive and try and control anxiety before it gets to that point where you then need to use these other methods. And I really feel like that one could be really beneficial if you're really struggling and you don't know how to get yourself out of a funk. I have been really struggling myself, so if you are, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. And there will also be a giveaway at the end of that video as well, so that you guys can win something that I'm really hoping will help you as it's helped me. It's just a little something from me to you. It's not sponsored or anything like that, but yeah, I just wanted to give back to one of you guys because I know that I've been struggling and this has helped me just a little bit. So if you want to see a couple of ways that you can help deal with anxiety and cope with it during this time, then just continue to watch. Okay, so where do you start? Some of you guys may never have suffered with anxiety before, some of you may have suffered with it previously on a different level, and obviously we're all in this world that's completely unknown at the moment. So the first thing that I really think you need to do is recognise what it is that's causing you anxious. Now there are so many things going on in the world right now, and a lot of us are just in our homes pottering around and we can't really do much. So you may have anxiety and it may be built from the fact that there is a pile of washing on the side that you need to deal with. You may have anxiety because your children are driving you insane. You may have anxiety because you can't homeschool them. You may have anxiety because you're physically feeling something and you're stressed about that. Now, whatever it is, there are different ways that you can tackle them, but you really need to recognise what's going on. So for me, I get knots in my stomach, in my chest, my brain can't focus. There are so many things that go on in my body. Some days I just don't want to get out of bed. There is just so many things that can lead to this build up. And in my next video, like I said, I'm going to be sharing with you ways to deal with that. So once you realise and recognise what those thoughts are, you then need to begin to rationalise them. Now, when I say rationalise them, this works better for if you are suffering with physical symptoms. So sometimes I can get a physical, and a lot of time actually, it's a physical symptom for me that makes me go off and makes my anxiety worse, and this is why it's linked to health anxiety. And like I've said in my previous video, a lot of my health anxiety basically leads back to the fact that I think I'm going to die, which is so extreme, I know, and it's not a laughing matter at all, and it's actually something that's really serious to me, but that's my coping mechanism. But for me, it's a physical symptom. So last night I was laying in bed and I coughed, and this sent me off on a massive tangent, and I really needed to bring myself back. That cough was just a cough. Now this actually on this occasion led to it escalate into a panic attack, which I haven't had in years, and for the last 5 weeks, every night when I go to bed, I'm in my bed rationalising these thoughts because they have gotten quite bad over this period, and I had my health anxiety under control. And so now I'm back in trying to control those measures again because it is escalating during this time. So when I feel those pains, so when I would cough, for example, in my head, I rationalise those. And in my head, I sit and think, okay, this is a cough. Yes, it could be linked. However, what is the likelihood of that? Have I been out my home? Have I been clean? Have I been sanitising? Have I been near anybody? Could it just be that I coughed like we all do in everyday life? Have I got a dry throat? Now, what doesn't help is a lot of the symptoms of anxiety are very similar to other symptoms that you may know of from the virus that's going around or any other attribute. So it doesn't even have to be that. Sometimes I get heart pains, and that can be led to anxiety because it fastens up your heartbeat. Now they say anxiety is linked to the fight or flight and how your body reacts, and a lot of those fight or flight symptoms and triggers have the same reaction in your body to what a lot of other illnesses do. I mean, you Google and you go on Google, which is the worst thing to do if you have health anxiety, by the way, but Dr. Google will tell you, and like, there are so many symptoms that overlap in so many different cases. So I get a heart pain and I'm like, oh my gosh. And you've just got to rationalise those thoughts in your head. So if one of those emotions and feelings is that you can feel your heart rate getting faster and you're struggling for breath, one of the things that I would advise is getting your breathing in control and in check. So what I would suggest is that you breathe in for 2 and out for 3. And then you change that and you breathe in for 3 and out for 4. And the reason why I say that, and I may look very silly on camera doing that, but try and get to 10 and you will find that by the time you've worked your way through those numbers, your breathing will be a little bit more under control, and that will all of a sudden reduce your heart rate and may begin to bring down some of those other symptoms. Now, it's not always as easy as that, I get that, but the rationalising of whatever that symptom is or whatever's going through your brain really does help. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is it may not just be a case of you feel something physical. It may be that you're just feeling very overwhelmed and that is building up your anxiety. It may be that your kitchen is a state that you have a pile of washing building up and that you have no energy to want to do that at all whatsoever. That is fine, and we all go through those days, but that is going to need to be tackled at some point. And so a trick that I learned a couple of years ago now was from a lady over here called Mel Robbins. Now, I've actually read her book as well. I actually listened to it on an audio book, which I found a lot better because I could go around the house with it and stuff like that and listen to what she was saying, because finding the time to read, although we may have a bit more time now, is hard, it is difficult. But I listened to her book and it's called The 5-Second Rule, and I will leave her channel linked down below. But she believes that in your head you have 5 seconds to act on something before your brain convinces you not to do it. So that basically means by the time you've counted to 5, if you haven't acted or actioned something, your brain will give you every single reason in the book why you shouldn't be or don't have to do it. Oh, I can do it tomorrow. Oh, but I've got to do this. Oh, but that's got to be done. You will give yourself every excuse in the book, and it's so true. So I live by the 5-second rule. If I need to get a job done, I do exactly that. And this rule is so simple. You literally go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you get up and do it. And it sounds really basic, and it really is. You don't give yourself time to think. You get your ass up off of the bed, the sofa, the chair, the garden, whatever it is. You get up and you do what that task is. And trust me, once you have accomplished that task, you will feel so much better. It's amazing what doing something that you've prolonged and put off and don't want to do that's been causing you all this anxiety, once you've done it, how accomplished you will feel, and this will really help, I assure you. Now, the one last thing I want to talk about, and I do have so many other things I want to talk about on other things that can really help, but this is just more of a coping mechanism. One last thing that I want to talk about in this video is another method. Now, for me, I know for me, getting out the house and going out for a walk at the moment, going to do the shopping, I don't want to do any of that right now, and it's causing me a lot of anxiety. Now, this is another method that I learned off of Mel Robbins back in January when I had a trip to book to Dubai with some girlfriends of mine, and I had gotten to the point built of anxiety that I just didn't want to go anymore because my anxiety had built up. Now, for me, my health anxiety is linked to dying. I hate flying. You can kind of see where that one's going right there. And so I went on and I was looking for ways to manage and deal with anxiety for flying, and this is where I found that method, and I've now actually used this method in a lot of other areas, especially during this time. So basically what that was grabbing an anchor thought. So it basically means finding that happy thought of the reason why you were doing that. So for me, I was doing that because I really wanted to have a fun time with friends. I really wanted to go away. I wanted to enjoy myself. I've not done it in ages. I'm really clinging on to that thought. And basically it meant that when I was on that plane the whole way through, if I had a bout or a wave of something, I'd be like, close my eyes. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I'm going to have a fun time with friends. And I just kept reiterating that over and over and picturing everything I was going to do on that holiday with friends that was going to make me happy and all the positives about it. Now, you can bring that into this period, in this lockdown period that we're currently going through, by bringing that to something else. So for me, it's a case of I don't want to go outside at the moment because I'm fearful the boys will touch something and we will contract something that we shouldn't be having. So for the first 3 weeks of isolation, I didn't didn't go out. I didn't go for walks, I didn't do anything. I just stayed in my house, and it really had a knock-on effect on my mental health. Fresh air is super important, and just getting out, doing a little bit of exercise, whatever it may be. And I didn't go outside the house. I was just looking at my own four walls with my two kids, my husband, doing the daily grind, and it built on me. So the way that I use this is I anchored on the thought of what am I going to achieve. Now at the moment the weather in the UK is lovely, there's so much sun, so my anchor thought was I'm going to have a lovely sunny walk with my children. We're going to make a load of lovely memories. I'm going to teach Parker how to ride a scooter. Clayton's going to learn how to ride his bike. They're my two sons, they're 5 and 2. I'm going to have a lovely day out. I'm going to get some fresh air, and I'm going to come back home feeling really good and in a really positive mood. And whilst I was out, I just anchored on to those thoughts. What's going on? Parker's learning to ride his scooter. How amazing is that? Like, Clayton's learning to ride his bike, and just clinging on to those thoughts. And even with everyday things at the moment, it's really hard to even imagine what's going on right now, but I'm using these anchoring thoughts all the time. I'm struggling with not being able to work as much, and I work from home and this is my job, but my husband's just gone out with one of the kids whilst the other one's downstairs, and he's going to swap them over, so I have a bit of time to do some work, so not arguing and fighting. But for me, I really struggle with that, and I'm struggling with not being able to see friends and family. And for anyone else that is in that period where they're sitting there thinking that, just try and treasure what we have at the moment. Think how you can be productive during this time. Think what you can work on for yourself. And like I said, I'm going to go into this in another video as well, but really trying to anchor on those thoughts. I'm never going to get this family time back. There is never going to be a period in my life ever again that I will have my son off of school when he should be at school, when I will have my husband off at work for this time, and I'm really just trying to hang on to those moments. So I really hope that this video will have given you a couple of coping mechanisms. I know they're nothing groundbreaking, but they are really things that have helped me. Recognising my thoughts and recognising what's causing the anxiety to build, rationalising my thoughts and figuring out why I'm thinking them, what's going on, what it could be, deep breathing, the 5-second rule of doing something that's causing my anxiety to build, and obviously having those anchor thoughts. And with those things, I really feel like you will be able to manage this so much better. So don't forget to like this video if you feel it's helped you in any way at all. It really helps get this video out to other people on YouTube, and YouTube will share this with lots more people. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you have anything else that you feel may help other people help manage their anxiety too. And stay subscribed if you want to find some ways and things that I've been doing that I really feel can help you guys to stay positive and deal with anxiety a little bit more, and that giveaway too in my next video. But I will see you all again in another video very shortly. Bye guys.
I met him on a sunny day in late July, and everything turned upside down. I almost lost track of time as weeks went by. I couldn't get him off my mind. I told him I want that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight.